If you take your time to study some of the things about Slovakia, you discover that this small country is a hidden gem, often overlooked by many tourists. Located in the center of Europe, Slovakia has stunning natural landscapes, medieval cities, mountaintops, and some of the most amazing castles in the world, having about 180 castles. Slovakia also has a very beautiful history, and even if you aren't a fan of history, you'd still be thrilled by it. However, how exactly do you know where to visit to give you the best experiences on your adventure? Having both the riches of history and the amazing landscapes? This video answers that question. Welcome to Travelmoji, your exclusive boarding pass to access the world. In this video, we will take you on a virtual journey to the top 10 places in Slovakia that you'll never regret visiting. Stay tuned! 10. Orava Castle. Welcome to one of the most beautiful medieval castles in Slovakia, Orava Castle. This castle was built upon a craggy rock above a river far back in the 13th century. It was initially built with wood, but was later rebuilt in stone after the Tatar invasion. Orava Castle stands magnificent, having different architectural designs with Romanesque, Gothic, and Renaissance features all evident. The oldest part of this castle is on the top of the cliff, and of all the castles in Slovakia, it is perhaps the best preserved. For lovers of archaeology, within Orava Castle is a museum that contains some wonderful old artifacts and archaeological findings that give tourists a glimpse into its rich history. If you're going to visit Orava Castle, do not go in April. It's always closed. Nine. Bardio. Bardio is located in the northeastern part of Slovakia, having the Biscuit Mountains around it. It is considered one of the oldest towns in Slovakia, and it is dedicated UNESCO World Heritage Site. Though it's not so visited by tourists, probably because their eyes aren't yet open to the wonderful things in this town. Bardio is one of the most beautiful places to visit in Slovakia, having picturesque Gothic buildings and beautiful wooden churches scattered around. The most spectacular thing about Bardio is the market square. Life in this city revolves around this beautiful marketplace, with some of the most stunning pastel-colored buildings within it. You can explore the market square and see the town hall, the Basilica of St. Egidius, and the Franciscan Montessori. Let us give you a little tip. If you want to have the best view of the city, climb up the tower of the Basilica of St. Egidius, and you'll be blown away by the stunning scenery. Eight. Lavocha. If you're a lover of history and architecture and you're looking for a place in Slovakia that offers such, Lavocha is a place you might want to check out. Lavocha has a historic main square with a magnificent Gothic church, beautiful mansions scattered around, and a 15th century town hall. Lavocha is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, having lots of buildings dating back to the Renaissance. Other spectacular features of Lavocha are St. James Church, which is known to have the highest wooden altar, and the Cage of Shame, which was where criminals and sex workers were condemned back in the 16th century. Seven. Boceks Castle. The Boceks Castle is in the historic town of Boceks, which is located along the banks of the Nitra River in the western part of Slovakia. Boceks Castle is considered one of the most beautiful and equally one of the most visited castles in the world. And if you are a lover of castles, you can't go wrong visiting a beautiful place like this. The Boceks Castle, built in the 12th century with wood, was reconstructed in the 20th century to become what it is today. Looking from the exterior, the castle appears fairy tale-like and has been featured in many international movies. The interiors also will definitely drop your jaws. The Gothic walls whisper the echoes of its history, and you don't need to strain your ears, it's so vivid. We'd advise you to wear comfortable shoes as you'd be climbing a lot of stairs once inside. Also behind this castle is the oldest zoo in Slovakia. Six, the High Tetras. Looking for the best skiing and hiking destinations? The High Tetras have got you covered. The High Tetras, located in the north of Slovakia, is arguably the best skiing and hiking spot you can get in Slovakia. The High Tetras are home to the tallest mountains in the country, the highest being Gerlachowski and the second highest Lominski. There are a total of 26 mountains in the High Tetras. If you aren't really a fan of hiking or skiing and you'd love to amaze your eyes with a stunning landscape instead, then take a cable car to the top of Lominski. You'd be dumbfounded. The Plaza Lake is also what you'd love to explore in the High Tetras National Park, or take a dip in one of the amazing thermal pools. Five, the Slovak Paradise National Park. The Slovak Paradise National Park is located in the eastern part of Slovakia, and it was opened in 1988 to conserve wildlife and natural reserves. The magnificent sights have made it one of the most visited of the 9 national parks in the country. The Slovak Paradise National Park is one place you can't ever get tired of exploring due to the stunning waterfalls, deep rocky gorge, picturesque canyons, caves, valleys, and all. Some of the best gorge to explore and hike through here are Sociabela, Pieki, Klostorska, Roklina, and Prielom Ornadu. That of Sociabela Gorge is quite difficult, but you wouldn't mind taking the challenge, seeing the beauty. The Dobsinska Ice Cave is also a major attraction in the park. Four, Banska Štiavnica. Being one of the oldest towns in Slovakia, Banska Štiavnica is a perfect adventure you'd want for yourself. Talking about its history, Banska Štiavnica used to be one of the richest and most important cities in Slovakia as far back as the 18th and 19th centuries. At the time, whenever you hear of Banska Štiavnica, mining comes to mind. Its enormous wealth came from the huge mineral deposits found in its ground, and many magnificent buildings were built by the richest miners. While in this town, there are some amazing sites you should visit, which include the Old Castle, the New Castle, the Open Air Mining Museum, or Kalvari. The Open Air Mining Museum gives you a peek into what life in the mines was like. On top of the Calvary, you can see one of the greatest sights you've ever had, the beautiful view of the whole town. Three, Kosice. Having been ruled by the Hungarians, Turks, Czechs, and Slovaks, Kosice has several wonderful monuments and cultural landmarks that history lovers would appreciate. Kosice is the second largest city in Slovakia, located at the Hungarian border. This city has something to offer to every kind of traveler, from the fantastic bars and restaurants to the art galleries, museums, and theaters. This city has a magnificent cathedral from the 14th century, St. Elizabeth Cathedral, which makes the city very beautiful at night when lit up with many colors. There are also several churches and palaces to see, which include the significant Kosice Palace. If you're bringing your kids along, you should visit the Kosice Zoo and enjoy viewing the wildlife with them. It's amazing! 2. Spiš Castle. The Spiš Castle is undoubtedly one of the most visited tourist destinations in Slovakia. It was built to protect the Hungarian royals from attacks, but today travelers from all around the world visit to see the remains of this historic castle, which dates back to the 12th century. Located in eastern Slovakia, the Spiš Castle covers a large expanse of territory, about 10 acres, and is one of the largest castles not just in Slovakia, but also in the whole of Central Europe. The Roman palace in the castle made it one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in 1993. The significant features of this magnificent castle include Gothic, Romanesque, and Renaissance architecture. To have a stunning view of the entire landscape, climb to the top of the watchtower and thank us later. One, Bratislava. Finally on this list, definitely not the least, located in the southwestern part of the country, Bratislava is the largest city of Slovakia. There's a lot to be explored in Bratislava, which makes it perhaps the most visited of all Slovakia's tourist destinations. The most beautiful and significant part of this city is the old town. Though not very big, you can take a walk on the streets and enjoy some of the best views of the city's landscape. Go to the Orava Castle in the evening for some stunning views of the city's silhouette. The city is also rich in history, having played some major roles in the history of Central Europe. You'll be thrilled to find out that it used to be the capital kingdom of Hungary and also the coronation town of the Hungarian kings and queens, among others. You could also explore other historic sites like the Blue Church, the Presidential Palace, and the Devon Castle. These amazing places of Slovakia are all waiting for you to explore them, will you? And which of them would you love to visit first? Comment below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a like and ensure you subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Bye, and I will see you in the next video.